Hello, dear Pisces, and welcome to this space of reflection and transformation. This video is dedicated to you, who carry the unique sensitivity and intuition of your sign. Here, we'll explore how your emotions can be the key to unlocking a new reality of self-confidence and healing. Today, we're here to understand how often you've given your heart so generously, but felt that some energies around you weren't reciprocal. This is something many Pisceans deal with, constantly giving to others without gauging whether they're receiving the same care and love in return. Before we go on, I want you to take a moment to connect with this energy that unites us. Repeat this mantra with me. I am the light that illuminates my path. I choose to be my own source of healing and happiness. Put this mantra in the comments and let it spread through your soul. With this, you begin to take the first step towards being the protagonist of your own life. Now, let's move forward and understand what it means to take care of your energy, how you can protect yourself from negative influences, and ultimately, become the best version of yourself. Sometimes, you might find yourself surrounded by people who appear friendly, who say nice things, but who, deep down, don't share the same intention. You feel this, but often can't identify it right away. These relationships can be like shadows that approach smiling, but carry an energy that drains you, often without you realizing it. These silent betrayals are hard to notice because they often disguise themselves as affection, compliments, or sweet words. They can be subtle, but their impact is profound. At some point, you feel an inexplicable tiredness after being with someone, a feeling of exhaustion that seems to come out of nowhere. This is a sign that your energy has been drained, and that's not normal. It's your body and soul trying to warn you that something isn't right. Now is the time to reflect. Who is around you, and how are these people affecting your vibration? You need to start noticing the attitudes and intentions of those who approach you so you can effectively protect your energy. How many times have you given your heart and soul to a friendship or relationship, sincerely believing the other person was there for the same reason? Love and friendship are wonderful feelings, but they're not always as simple as they seem. Often, what appears to be affection is, in reality, a form of manipulation or a way for someone to get something from you without offering the same loyalty in return. Pisces, your sensitivity and generosity can make you vulnerable to these illusions. Believe this, you have the right to question what you feel is true without fear of being cynical or selfish. After all, if you don't protect yourself, who will? What you need to understand is that loving doesn't mean sacrificing yourself all the time. True love is mutual. It doesn't deplete one side's energy. So, start paying attention to the signs. A true friend will be there for you in difficult times, not just when they need something. You deserve love and friendship that are balanced and sincere, and this truth should be your guide from now on. Transition. At this point, you're already starting to realize that by stepping away from these negative energies, it's possible to find a path to greater emotional clarity. Let's now understand how to begin protecting yourself consciously and healthily, respecting your own boundaries. As a Pisces, you are naturally sensitive to the energies around you. Often, your body sends signals that your mind can't yet process. Perhaps you found yourself exhausted after spending time with someone without understanding exactly why. Or perhaps you felt an inexplicable sense of discomfort in situations that apparently shouldn't affect you. These physical signs are your body's way of trying to communicate something your mind hasn't yet perceived. Something isn't right. This discomfort can come in the form of fatigue, headaches, or even an inexplicable emptiness. What you need to understand is that your body is reacting to what isn't being said. Your intuition is more finely tuned than you imagine, and it acts at a subconscious level before you are fully aware of what's happening. Start paying attention to these signs. When you feel drained after an encounter or conversation, pause and ask yourself, what exactly made me so exhausted? Your body knows its limits and is constantly trying to protect your energy. Learning to listen to this inner wisdom is the first step towards freeing yourself from negative influences. Now that you know how to identify the signs, it's time to learn how to protect your energy more actively. Do you know what it's like to believe the best in people, even when the signs indicate otherwise? This is one of the biggest challenges for those with a generous heart, like you, Pisces. Often, you choose to see the good in others, believing that all the affection and dedication you offer will be reciprocated. But what happens when this belief becomes a trap? Blind naivety is that tendency to trust, even when your intuition starts waving red flags. When you give yourself over with trust, but the person beside you starts showing contradictory attitudes, you tend to minimize these signs and justify the other's behavior. This can be extremely harmful, as it prevents you from emotionally protecting yourself and continuing to give to those who don't deserve it. You need to start questioning more, to look at situations with more clarity. Instead of getting lost in the other person's intentions, ask yourself, how has this person truly acted? What have they shown me, not just said? Noticing these inconsistencies can be difficult, but it's an essential part of the emotional protection process. It's not about losing trust in others, but about understanding that you deserve the same care and respect you offer. By doing this, you begin to free yourself from the naivety that prevented you from seeing things more clearly. It's time to take the first step towards your transformation. Start putting yourself first. I know this might sound selfish, but in reality, it's the opposite. True self-love is born from the ability to take care of yourself so that you can then give your best to others without depleting yourself in the process. Pisces, you are a person of extreme empathy, and this can be both a blessing and a challenge. Sometimes in trying to please others and meet their needs, you end up neglecting your own. The result? Exhaustion, frustration, and even resentment. The change begins with a simple act of decision. You will start putting yourself first, without guilt, without fear. This doesn't mean being selfish or insensitive. It means you will learn to set healthy boundaries, to take care of your own emotional health, and to make choices that bring balance to your life. Start with small acts of self-care. Prioritize your needs, whether emotional, physical, or spiritual. Allow yourself to rest, recharge your energies, and most importantly, respect yourself. When you do this, you'll realize that you are no longer sacrificing yourself for the good of others, but rather cultivating the energy needed to continue helping, but now in a more balanced and healthy way. With this, you will begin to see a significant change in your life, because by respecting yourself, the people around you will also learn to respect you. Transition. By learning to take care of yourself, you prepare for new experiences, more balanced relationships, and a fuller life. Now, let's understand how to identify and honor your inner strength, which has always been present, but perhaps not yet fully recognized by you. As a Pisces, you possess a unique strength that often goes unrecognized, even by yourself. Your sensitivity and empathy are powerful gifts, but you are also capable of resisting and recovering from adversity in surprising ways. You have an inner energy that needs to be honored, an energy that gives you the ability to heal and transform not only yourself, but also everyone around you. Recognizing this strength doesn't mean being invulnerable. Instead, it's about understanding that despite difficulties, you always have the ability to renew yourself. Your true strength lies not just in the ability to help others, but also in the wisdom of knowing when it's time to step back and focus on yourself. The strength of Pisces lies in your ability to feel deeply, to love boundlessly, and to be flexible in the face of life's challenges. By recognizing your own energy, you begin to realize how important it is to protect it. By learning to put yourself first, you allow this strength to flourish in a healthy way. When you feel strong internally, nothing and no one can diminish the glow of your essence. Emotional purification is an essential process for anyone seeking profound transformation. As a Pisces, you may carry baggage from the past, unresolved emotions that can drain your energy and hinder your growth. These emotions can come from old relationships, unhealed hurts, or even unfulfilled expectations. What matters now is to understand that you no longer need to carry this weight. Purification begins with recognizing these emotions. Often you hold on to feelings of guilt, resentment, or regret, believing you must carry these memories as part of who you are. But in truth, these emotions are like chains that bind you to the past. Now is the time to break free. There are several ways to purify yourself emotionally. Writing is a powerful tool. You can write letters to people from the past, releasing all the emotions that have been held back. It's not necessary to send them, but the simple act of expressing your feelings can be liberating. Meditation and visualization are also effective ways to release these energies, allowing you to focus on creating space for the new. This process is not easy, but it is necessary. By releasing these emotions, you will open space for new experiences, for a lighter life, and for the arrival of energies that truly match your vibration. Now that you've begun to purify yourself and release the emotional burdens of the past, it's time to open the doors to the new. Renewal doesn't just mean the arrival of new people in your life, but also the opportunity to have new experiences and discover new passions. When you allow yourself to go through this transformation process, the universe responds by bringing everything you need for a brighter future. Often, when we let go of something that no longer serves us, we think we're losing something important. But the truth is, when we release what doesn't serve, we're creating space for something much better. Renewal is about opening yourself up to new opportunities, new relationships, and most importantly, new ways of seeing and living. Now is the time to prepare for these changes. Keep your mind open and trust the process. As you begin to attract new things into your life, remember that you are no longer tied to what was. You are ready to move forward, to create new stories, and to connect with what truly resonates with who you are now. This renewal is a gift, and you should be ready to receive it with open arms, without fear of changing or moving in a different direction. It's time to write a new chapter in your life. Transition. Now that you've begun to open your heart and mind to new possibilities, the next step is to learn to identify what is genuine, what truly has value, and what will be the foundation for your new connections. Let's explore how to recognize these true opportunities and relationships. After releasing what no longer serves you, you begin to realize that the type of relationship you truly desire is different from what you've experienced before. Something genuine, authentic, and without ulterior motives. The arrival of a true person in your life is profound, and the difference between them and others will be clear. Unlike what you're used to, this person won't come with empty promises, but with real and consistent actions. You can feel when a connection is true. There are no games, no manipulations. Instead, there's mutual understanding, respect for differences, and genuine admiration for who you are, not for what you can offer. When someone genuine approaches you, you feel accepted and appreciated just as you are, without the need to hide or adjust to the other's expectations. This change is revealing. You begin to realize that true friendship and love don't require excessive sacrifices. They are based on a balanced exchange of energy, where both sides support and encourage each other. This type of relationship strengthens your soul and does not diminish it. Now that you know how to protect yourself from toxic relationships, you can open yourself up to the ones that truly matter. And when that happens, you'll realize there's no more room for fear or insecurity. Mutual trust will be the foundation of any true connection you establish from now on. The past has a way of returning, sometimes unannounced, bringing people or situations you thought you had left behind. When this happens, it's natural to feel divided on how to react. After all, these relationships, which were important at some point, may resurface, bringing with them old memories and feelings. But it's important to remember, just because something or someone returns doesn't mean you need to automatically accept it. When faced with something or someone from the past, the first thing to do is clearly evaluate the situation. Ask yourself, does this person or situation truly add positive value to me now? What you should consider is the evolution you've undergone since that time, how you've transformed, and what you truly want for your life now. Remember that by opening the door to the past, you cannot allow it to interfere with your new vision for the future. This moment of decision is an important test. You already have the emotional clarity needed to discern what is good for you. And if you decide that this person or situation no longer serves your well-being, then don't be afraid to close that door. What's in the past doesn't need to be brought back. You've grown enough to move forward. Don't feel guilty for making this decision. On the contrary, see it as a sign of strength, self-care, and respect for who you have become. With this, you are not only closing a cycle, but opening the doors to new experiences and opportunities. Releasing what was and opening up to the new is one of the greatest challenges, but also one of the most powerful stages of your transformation process. As a Pisces, you have a natural tendency to cling to what was important, even when it no longer serves you. It can be difficult to let go, especially when it comes to people or memories that have marked your life. However, by allowing the old to leave, you create the necessary space for the new. This is an opportunity to get rid of old patterns that no longer resonate with who you've become. And this applies to all aspects of your life, from relationships to daily habits, even to the limiting beliefs you may have carried for years. Letting go of what weighs you down is an act of self-love, of trusting that the new will come. What happens when you release the weight of the past? The universe begins to reorganize itself for you. Opportunities begin to emerge, new relationships begin to form, and suddenly you realize there's a lightness you haven't known before. All you had to do was let go of what no longer serves. This is the moment to take the first step towards a future that is more aligned with what you truly desire. When you make space for the new has a chance to manifest, bringing with it the best for your life. British transition. Now that you've chosen to free yourself from the past and make space for new opportunities, it's time to look within and recognize the inner strength that has always been with you. Let's explore how you can acknowledge and use this strength to create a life more aligned with what you deserve. The true strength of Pisces lies not just in the ability to understand others and give yourself over to love, but also in your ability to renew yourself. Your strength is unique and manifests in adversity, when you're able to rise even after the deepest falls. Deep down, you've always known this, but often this strength has been overshadowed by external difficulties or the need to please others. Now is the time to recognize and embrace this inner strength. By taking care of your energy and setting your own boundaries, you begin to realize that this strength is not something that needs to be conquered or fought for, but something that has always been within you, waiting to be acknowledged. By recognizing your true capacity, you become unbeatable. This strength isn't about being invulnerable. In fact, the true strength of Pisces lies in your ability to feel and connect deeply with the world around you. It's not a strength of pure resistance, but a strength of emotional wisdom. When you allow this strength to manifest, you find the balance between taking care of yourself and being available to others. Now, with this clarity, You can use this strength to create a life that resonates with your values and purposes. You no longer need to fight against yourself. On the contrary, you begin to flow with the forces that are within you. As you begin to recognize and honor your true strength, you also open the door to receiving what is truly deserved. Prosperity is not just about material wealth, but also about the opportunities, relationships, and experiences you attract into your life. This is a turning point. From the moment you put yourself first and align with your true essence, prosperity begins to move in your direction. For a long time, you may have felt trapped in cycles of scarcity, whether in love, work, or your emotions. But the truth is, abundance begins with an open mind. When you allow yourself to believe that you deserve the best, you create the necessary space for the universe to bring you what is rightfully yours. Prosperity begins with a simple act of gratitude. Every time you appreciate what you have, you send a message to the universe that you are ready for more. And when you begin to connect with what you already have, even in small amounts, you activate the energy that attracts more. This can be gratitude for the friendships you have, for small daily victories, or even for the health you've achieved. By starting to act with gratitude, you put yourself in a position of reception, allowing abundance to manifest in your life. And when this happens, you'll find that doors begin to open in ways you never imagined. The time has come to celebrate your complete transformation. You are no longer the same person who began this journey. Now, with clarity, self-care, and strength, you are renewed, ready to embrace a new reality. The cycle of transformation was long, but the reward is profound. A new beginning founded on truth, self-acceptance, and confidence in what's to come. The transformation process isn't something that happens overnight, and you know that. It required many difficult choices, many moments of introspection, and even some tears. But with each step taken, you moved closer to the person you always knew you could be. Now, looking back, you see that everything that happened was part of the process of building your true identity. The new beginning you are about to experience is not merely a change of phase, but a complete renewal. Now you are in a place where you can make decisions with more certainty, where your energy is more balanced, and where you can finally live in harmony with your own values. Old doubts and insecurities have begun to dissipate, giving way to a new self-confidence. With this new beginning, you are no longer carrying the weight of external expectations. You are the author of your own story. What comes next will be written based on your choices, and now you know that you deserve the happiness and success that are approaching. Open your eyes to what lies ahead, because this new cycle will be even more rewarding than you can imagine. Transition. Now that you have completed the transformation and are ready to embrace the new, the final step is to continue honoring your truth. What lies ahead is a realization of your deepest intentions, and you are more prepared than ever to live a full and vibrant life.